User interface design. User interface is where a user interacts through this user interface with the smartphone or the mobile. So this is the user interface, and this is the main thing for any user. So the design of this user interface, which will accept the command, is very important. So mobile device user, they want very less minimal learning time to master this application which we have made. They want that the icon should be consistent in any platform. The placement should be, on the same place. User may use the touch or the gesture. So the interface which are catering to this, along with the voice input which has increased so much now. So interface need to account for certain things. For example, the brand differences. There are different people, there are different brands, there are different ways the people see or want to work. The cultural differences, that is a person who is in Arab, the person who is in say Uganda, the cultural difference, the user interface has to be different. So differences in the computing experiences. Some may have good memory, some may have less. Elderly people, that is those who need some time to learn and understand. And then the disability, those people who are specially able, like the visual, oral, and especially the mobility, they are restricted with the mobility. The interface should be designed for all these different fields, different thoughts, different perspectives. So everyone is using it, even a normal person, even a person with special ability. He may be using something very different which a normal user don't want. So in order to meet or to satisfy all these stakeholders' requirement expectation, the mobile app, as a developer, you are a developer, you need to answer certain question. And if you are able to answer the certain question, I hope the user interface design will be good. So is the user interface consistent across application? Because if one application is being made by a certain company, the second application which you are using from the same company, are they consistent? Are the user interface consistent, or they are altogether different? For example, banking. For example, the same company is making something for crypto. So the user interface should be consistent. Is the device interoperable with different network services? Because you have different service providers, ISPs, different connectivity you are going through while you are using your mobile. So is the device acceptable in terms of stakeholder values in the target market area? That is, whatever user asks you for the market, are you able to provide everything? So a mobile user, when is using a user interface as a developer, there are certain design considerations. So here we see IO viewers. So they said that there are certain practices we have to follow. Define a user interface brand signature. That is, you have to make certain application which is different from the competitors. You need to have certain core elements in them. It should be responsive. Since the user would want to come to you if you provide like this. Focus the portfolio of products. That is, you have to target the audience. Okay? Not all platforms, they have same number of users. Don't target users, don't just target the product portfolio. Identify the core user stories. So as we said in QFD, we talked about QFD, that the requirement need to be implemented, but the resources in the mobile, they are constrained. So what are the core user stories requirements have to be first given. Optimize UI flows and elements. Users are busy now. They don't want to wait. So I'll just give you an example. I pay a bill, or I get a bill on my email, I pay it. But when I go to find a receipt on the app, because receipt they don't send, it is so difficult to find it. This happens with me. Define scaling rule. What does it mean? We have to determine the option that will be used when information to be displayed is too large to fit on the screen. So this information may be higher and the screen size is less. So the functionality, aesthetics, usability, performance has to be balanced. This is not your laptop or your big screen. Use a performance dashboard. That is, you have to show what are the user stories being implemented and the performance, because people want performance good from the competitor. Champion dedicated UI engineering skill. That is layout, graphic, animation. All these have performance implication. You have to do engineering, but with thoughtfulness of all these things also.